Viltrox Ninja 10 is a great 120 watt daylight balance COB light for less than $250. But how does it stack up against much bigger, bulkier and almost 2 times more expensive 150 watt lights Godox VL150, which I've been using for more than 2 years now? Let's find out. So guys, traditionally let's start off with the brightness comparison. Here are both devices side by side, bare bones, and first let's have a look at Godox VL150 at 100% brightness. And the white balance was set to 5300 Kelvin and magenta 1 color shift to make the wall look white. And you can read all of the settings in the lower right part of the image. And Viltrox Ninja 10 is also at 100% brightness, but it has a little bit different color cast when we set the same white balance. So here are the bare bones brightnesses side by side, and as you can see guys, the difference is not that dramatic. So now let's have a look at the kit reflector of Godox VL150, and as you can see we have a pretty even beam with a little bit of hot spot in the middle, but the corners are also pretty round and soft. That's a good result in my opinion. With Viltrox kit reflector we see kinda similar situation, so very nice and soft corners, edges, and a little hot spot in the middle. And here they are side by side, so the difference is once again negligible. Godox is a bit brighter, but nothing too crazy guys. One more important feature of such light is the ability to work at short shutter speeds. Viltrox is doing okay until 1/2000th of a second, but then we can see some patterns to appear in the image, kind of lines, and at 1/8000th of a second it's getting a bit unusable, let me say, but it's more than okay because to shoot at this slow-mo speed you'll definitely need something like 1000 frames a second. And for this I think you'll have to use a bigger and more bright light. So let's move on. I've put my 90 cm softbox and I can almost touch it with my hand with both lights, and I've set different white balances so you can see the difference in skin tone reproduction. So here it is, Viltrox Ninja 10 with 4800 Kelvin and magenta 1 color shift. And as you can see it's looking decently good in my opinion. The skin is soft and naturally looking. So let's have a look at the Godox VL150. I've set a different white balance manually. It has 5000 Kelvin. I've set it in terms of white wall, so it can be white behind me. And actually it's looking a bit better, but I think if we color grade those images, they'll look exactly the same. And here it is how Ninja 10 looks with the same white balance at 5000 Kelvin. As you can see, it's warmer and it's greener, so you'll definitely need to set your white balance manually with a gray card or white card to get a good result. So here they are side by side with different white balances, so I've set them manually. I do prefer Godox a little bit, but if we tweak it just a bit, you'll see the difference is negligible basically. And here is the brightness difference. Yeah, the Godox is a bit brighter, but once again, it's not that big of a difference. And one more example, side by side with different white balances. A few words about the real-world usage of this light. I've used it to shoot this review of those two CRI anamorphic lenses, and as you can see, it's more than okay. The skin tone looks okay, and overall color of the lenses and overall the color of the image itself is good enough. So for the real world use I didn't find any quirks. I just set the white balance manually and it was more than okay. And the CRI and TLCI rating of both of those lights is 95+. So a few words about the size and weight difference. Here are two COB lights side by side, kind of transparent mode, and as you can see the Ninja 10 is much smaller. And also it's much less bulky as well. It's a smaller footprint, and in terms of weight the difference is over a kilogram. So the Godox is almost 2 kilograms and the Viltrox light is less than a kilogram, so it's a pretty big difference guys. And now guys, a few words about the kit. I forgot to put the reflector here, but there is a reflector in the kit as you saw before. So here is the power brick. It's not that big and the cord is pretty long as well. And here it is on the C-stand, so we have enough length to put it on the C-stand to shoot from above. Here we have a special clamp. I really like this design. So this clamp allows you to put your power brick on your C-stand and make it look sleek and nice and not to hang all over the place. Really like this design. This clamp is a must-have for all the lights in my opinion. So here is the power cord that goes from your outlet to the power brick itself. It's not that long. I'll talk about the length of the cables in a few minutes. And here is the additional accessory. It's not in the basic kit. It's a special handle and a V-mount plate adapter. So if you have a V-mount battery, there is one from ZG Cine V50. I have a review of it as well. You can find it in the description below. You'll be able to have a very portable and really powerful solution. So let's plug this in and try to turn it on. Basically, here's my cat Motya, and she really enjoys this design and style. So it's time to turn it on. And as you can see, guys, it does work even at 100% brightness. I'm not sure how, but it's really bright. And this V-mount battery is only 50 watt-hour, but it does work. It's great, I was surprised. So here is the kit bag itself. I also really do like this bag. The materials are great and we have enough space for all of the accessories, all of the cores, the cables, the holders, the clamps, even for the V-mount battery and the handle itself, and for the COB itself as well. Also, this bag has pretty nice plastic feet and you can use your shoulder strap with this bag as well. And here's the kit of Godox VL150. As you can see, we have a lot more things going on. So we have a power brick, a power cord, a special control unit, and it's more bulky, as you might have guessed. So here we have the kit bag. It's also packs down really easily, but there is not a lot of extra space for different accessories. So I also do like this bag. It's made out of very good materials. It also has plastic feet, as you can see right here, and also a very nice portable design. But all in all, it's much bigger, guys. Let me show you. So here are two bags side by side, guys, and as you can see, the Viltrox Ninja 10 bag is 2 times smaller than the Godox VL150. From this side and from that side, from any side basically, it is much smaller, and I do prefer this design because it's much easier to carry around. I did carry around the Godox bag and it was a pain, guys. So now let's talk about the build quality. The Bowen's mount itself on the Ninja 10 is made out of very high quality durable plastic, or maybe some kind of material I didn't really understood, and the Godox VL150 is having the kind of same material, maybe a bit more sturdy, plasticky, metallic something. The yoke itself on the Ninja 10 is also made out of metal, pretty tough and sturdy metal, and we have those gears, so it's very secure and tough. The Godox VL150 has 2 parts of the connection on the yoke and a special handle, so it's a bit better mechanism in my opinion. Also, the material of the mounting point on the Ninja 10 is metal, which is great, and we have only one yoke mechanism, but it's very sturdy. As you can see, it has 0 problems with holding 90 centimeters softbox. Here is the plastic release mechanism for Bowen's mount, and you cannot go over this part with the yoke. It's about 90 degrees, whereas on the Godox VL150 you can rotate it basically 360 degrees. In this term, it's also a bit better. But overall, guys, I'm really pleased with the design and build quality and materials of the Ninja 10. The VL150 is a real beast and it's made out of better quality materials, but all in all, it's too bulky and heavy to me. One more advantage of VL150 is the axle connection. It's more sturdy and it has an umbrella mounting point as well. Let's talk about the cable length. So the approximate cable length of Ninja 10 is around 3.5 meters, and with the Godox VL150 we get a pretty long cable. It's more than 5 meters, which is great. And one of the biggest selling features of this light is of course this little handle and the V-mount battery pack. And the overall weight of this kit is less than 2 kilograms, as you can see here, guys. So it's a very nice solution for run and gun shoots. Really like this design, awesome. I forgot to mention that if you have a right adapter, you can power this light with NPF style batteries as well, not only with the V-mount. And with the Godox VL150 we have a control box. As you can see, you can adjust your brightness with it, you can pick your group and channel with it, and it can go down to 1% and to 100% as well. We have a little strap to hang it somewhere and 2 antennas to work with the remote control. Also, we have a V-mount plate built into this control box. It's a very nice addition as well, but it doesn't work with my little V-mount battery, as I showed you before. And in the kit you'll get a remote control with very basic settings. So it's a very straightforward light, as you might have guessed. So now let's have a look at the buttons and dials. We have a turn on and off, a little dial to adjust your brightness from 1% to 100%, of course, And also you have a little M button. If you tap it once, it will go to the effects menu. We have different brightnesses for each effect, and if you tap into the dial, into the knob, you can pick one of 3 intensity modes for the effect. In terms of effects themselves, we have not a lot because it's not a bicolor light, not an RGB light, so the effects are pretty basic like lightning, faulty bulb, paparazzi, and SOS. And if you tap and hold the M button, you can go to a menu where you can change the channel and the group of your light to work with different lights in groups and to kind of manipulate them in the same time. And also here is the fan speed mode. We have 3 different fan speed modes: the quiet one, the middle one, and the fastest one. And if we go to the next menu, you can update your firmware via the app, of course, with Bluetooth connection. So the menu is pretty much straightforward and simple to use. And now let's listen to the fan noise of both devices. As I said before, we have 3 different speed modes in terms of the fan in the Viltrox lights. And here you can see that in the quietest mode we go to 50%, in the middle mode we can go up to 80%, and in the fastest mode we can go up to 100%, but it's very loud at 100%. So I would prefer using the quietest mode when it's possible, and here is the sample audio so you can hear how quiet it is at less than 50% in this mode. Also, there is a Weeylite app for this light, and as you can see we have the channel and the group the same on the app and on the light itself. And as you can see, we can turn it on and off. We can go to CCT mode, we can pick the intensity or the brightness of it, but we cannot pick the color temperature or the tint, of course, because it's just a daylight balanced light, so it doesn't do basically anything. So it's only for adjusting the brightness. And in the effects tab, we have some different effects, but as you can understand, guys, not all the effects are working with this particular light. And unfortunately, this app is made for all of the Viltrox lights and the Weeylite lights, so you can kind of mess around with those effects and see if they do something. We have 3 frequencies and the brightness adjustment as well. Also, Viltrox did send me this little beauty, Weeylite K21. It's a little RGB stick light with threads, quarter 20 threads on top and bottom, and also here is a very strong magnet, so I was using this light basically as is. I just magnetically put it to my table, and this back purple light is from this light only, so it's a very nice and small and compact solution. And it's more than powerful for my needs for just lighting up the background. So here we have different settings like HSI mode, also here we have RGBW mode, and also a very nice scenes or effects. So here we have CCT mode, it can go up to 100% from 1%, and it's pretty bright as I said before. You can go from 2500 Kelvin to basically 8500 Kelvin, and you can adjust the green magenta tint as well, which is very convenient to be honest with those lights, because they are not always as good in terms of color quality. So here we have the HSI mode, and as you can see we have very saturated, vibrant and nice colors throughout the whole range, and it's a good addition as well. So here are a couple of effects. We have some icons of those effects, so it's very easy to navigate and to understand. I'm not using those effects too often, but we can pick different speed of those, normal, fast and slow, and actually it's a ton of effects, guys. All in all, I do enjoy this light. I'll leave a link down below for this as well. It's not that expensive. The battery life is around an hour, but it's more than okay for my needs. And with the Weeylite app, we have a full control of this RGB light. As you can see, we can change the color temperature, we can even change the green magenta tint as well, the brightness, of course, guys, and you can tap the presets like 300 Kelvin, 7000 Kelvin, I mean 3000 Kelvin of course. Here we have a color wheel, you can pick any color you want to. Also here we have a very nice mode, which I wasn't expecting to see here, is the RGB WY, which is very easy to use as well. And we even have XY coordinates with different scaling and markings, so you can do whatever you want to with this light. We even have some gels like Roscoe and Lee gels, or colored chips as you call those, and we have all of those effects with 3 different frequencies under each effect, so it's a ton of things to play around with. And we even have a color picker. How do you like this? And the price of Ninja 10 is $250. There is a bicolor version of this light and a lot of combos on Viltrox website, so you can pick any bundle you want to. And the Godox VL150 is $400, but now it's Black Friday time, it's on sale for $218, and for this price it's a no-brainer, but it's limited supply at this price, as you can see on this image. So if we speak in terms of $400 versus $250, the Viltrox is a very good deal in my opinion. So to conclude guys, I'm really impressed by this affordable light, and for my studio needs it'll work more than fine. I rarely use my Godox VL150 at more than 40% brightness for my talking head shots, and Viltrox in quiet fan mode at 50% brightness or lower is almost silent. Also, the warmer color and slight green tint in comparison with Godox light is not a big problem if you set your white balance manually. And I do like the V-mount handle and the ability to have a very powerful and portable setup. The output is also plenty for my needs, and it's not that far away from the Godox VL150 as you saw from the examples. Also, the lighter weight and the smaller package does make it a better choice if you take your light to a different location for the client work, for instance. There are certainly some downsides like a bit short cables, green tint and noisy fans on higher brightnesses, but considering the price, I can easily recommend the Viltrox light. So what do you think guys? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, please smash the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye.